It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast with Lydell, Dinero, and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero, and it's time for another episode of the Best of Bias podcast. You know who it is. Look at me. It's your boy Lydell Dinero. Only if you want to look at me. Of course you do, though. But hey, we got AKA in the building.
What's cracking?
What's up with it? What's up with it? It's time for another episode, man. We a little tardy, but we're going to get it out to you before the next episode. I promise you that. This is a What If review, episode 2 review. One of the more anticipated ones for me. What about you, AK?
Oh, yeah, I was looking forward to it. I mean, in all reality, I'm looking forward to all the episodes. I think
Right.
It's a good concept.
Right. Yeah, this one to me was kind of interesting because something dear to my heart. I was actually out there looking for the Funko Pop figure of it. If you got it, holla at me. I was out there looking for it, but you see him back there. But it's the episode What If TChalla from Black Panther became Star-Lord instead of Peter Quill. It was pretty interesting of a concept. We kind of talked last episode how we were hoping it wasn't just a remake with another person and just kept the same storyline as the actual movie. We wanted to see something a little different, this being What If and the different possibilities of what could happen if this character did whatever. What'd you feel about it? Give us that brief overview, AKA let us know.
I liked it. I thought it was good. It was one of them things where I enjoyed to watch it. The story was kind of just, real quick. And I mean, I felt like I don't know if it was made before or after Chadwick died. I mean, obviously his voice is in there, but I mean, you can do a lot of editing with voices.
Yeah.
But the story seemed like it made him just perfect. It kind of made the real Star-Lord look like he's pathetic in a way, But,
yeah, for real, actually.
Yeah, like this dude. Not only did he, was he a great Star-Lord, he had everybody in love with him, and he made some people who were major villains good just by using his, vocabulary.
Right, exactly.
Vernacular.
Yeah, it was a crazy episode, man. They had, I guess, in all these What If episodes, they kind of set it up as one major event in, the regular movies that happened. One major event happened different to create these What If episodes. And it kind of let us know if what would have happened if Yondu would have took T'Challa instead of Peter Quill as a Ravager, and he became the Star-Lord. So that in itself changed a bunch of things in the universe, in the multiverse, and we got to see what happened when that change did happen. T'Challa became a way better Star-Lord. Everything he did became successful. He became like a Robin Hood figure to the people of the galaxy. He stole from the most powerful people and gave back to the poor. Like you said, Thanos was a good guy because of T'Challa, Star-Lord. He convinced them that destroying half the population wasn't such a good idea, even though through the episode he was trying to convince everybody that it actually was a good episode. That shit was hella funny.
Yeah. It sounds like genocide.
He was like, no. Well, if you think about it, he actually, I think he understood towards the end. But seeing Thanos as a good guy and a good character, actually, some say he was actually a good guy in the actual movie for what he was trying to do and save the planet. But yeah, but anyways, it was a good spin to see how it was if he was to be a good guy, and actually fight for the good guys. We saw a lot of cameos from different people in different MCU movies actually come back and voice their actual characters. To name a few, we saw Taserface, right, from Guardians of the Galaxy in there, and Yondu, of course. And who was his partner? The guy They said it's Peter. What's his name? The director Gunn's his brother. His name is Sean Gunn. But what's the director's name? Is it
I forgot the
Peter?
director's name.
Yes, one of the Guns. Let me see if I can see. Howard the Duck. We had a cameo of Howard the Duck there.
That was good. Yeah, like
Pretty
that.
epic. Yeah, everybody was like when they saw him in the actual. Was it Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
Yeah, when he was sitting there in a little case. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody was clamoring for a return of Howard the Duck. I think they might be doing a Disney Plus show of Howard the Duck, actually.
Yeah, I think it's voiced by Seth Green, right? I think.
Yeah, Seth Green.
Yeah. Dude from Robot Chicken.
Right. We actually saw at the end Peter Quill working at like a fast food restaurant, and he never became Star-Lord. And Ego actually getting to him, which could actually turn out to be total destruction for the Earth, because Ego is looking for him to steal his power to destroy the world or consume the world or some bullshit like that. So
or create a bunch of versions of himself.
Yeah. We saw the Collector again, who was the main antagonist, kind of one of the antagonists in this.
Benicio del Toro.
Yep, was voicing him again, just like he was, but in this one he was like ultra powerful OP status.
Yeah, he was all swole and shit.
Right, he had collected everything he needed to collect in a dope way. But which was actually a major plot in this one. We see was it Nebula before she actually became the kind of robot, kind of like bad guy she is now. In this What If episode, I guess Thanos was never really a bad guy, never really a tyrant, never really met Gamora because he never went to her planet and killed half the people on it. So
that's my question, is like, how old was Gamora? And also how old was Star-Lord or T'Challa when he talked about becoming, killing everybody? Because
right.
I mean, Gamora doesn't look that young. You would think she still would have been, around. He got her when she was pretty young, so I'm just assuming that, like, I don't think T'Challa went and convinced him to stop being bad as a little kid. He most likely did it when he was an adult. So
I feel like alien. Who knows how they age over there?
Yeah, I mean, most of the time the motherfuckers age, they old. I mean, they live for long ass years. Most of these comics. So
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, so Nebula comes and approaches Star-Lord for like a job or whatever. And we kind of, what is the internal route they're trying to get from the Collector. It helps, I guess, to enrich planets, helps life grow. And
exactly.
Heals dying planets and shit like that. So, of course, T'Challa agrees. But before that, let me get all the way back to the beginning where we see Digimon. How do you say his last name? Hawasu? Digimon.
Yeah, I don't know what his name is, but I like that because they had the two Black Panthers in the voice actors. Yeah. He voice acted for the cartoon version of Black Panther.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you have both of them, in the same scene together.
Paying some homage. That's dope.
Yeah.
That is pretty dope. But yeah, he played Korath the Punisher, or the Pursuer, right?
The Pursuer.
In Guardians of the Galaxy. But in this one, Star-Lord, T'Challa, everybody loved him. So when he was stealing it from them, stealing the orb from them, they kind of like were hella impressed with him. They hella wanted to be on his team. Even when he got knocked out, he was hella smiling about it. Like it was an honor to get knocked out by Star-Lord.
Yeah, it changed his personality greatly because, like, in the movie, he's more serious and he's always like stern, but in here he was the comic relief.
Right.
Yeah. Telling everybody, we're like best friends.
Right. That's where it comes to what you're saying. Like they kind of changed a lot of the is this what we're talking about? Like how they changed, they're kind of pandering because Chadwick Boseman died and kind of changed the whole
dynamic. It was more like just how impressive he would have been as Star-Lord. And I felt like, I don't know if they would have did this if he was still alive or if when it was written, but it just feels like it was written just to honor him, who he was. I mean, nonetheless, it was still good, but I just felt like it just felt really like just more of like, here, this is how much we loved him, so we're gonna make him this great character.
Yeah, I feel it. I like the story. And when he was about to get shot at the end after he knocked dude out, he was like, a Ravager never works alone. And you got to see Yondu come in and kind of save him with the little iconic arrow. Still think that fucking power is OP, man.
It
That
is
that
until it is, except for the fact that there's only one. Once you
right.
get rid of, like, once you're able to stop that one, he's kind of useless.
Right, yeah, that is very true. But that shit just be killing everybody. Especially, that's one of the reasons why I didn't really enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that much. That one scene where he kills like 1,000 people by just whistling, and that one arrow just kills everyone.
Yeah, which is funny because I think Yondu, the real comic version of him, has like a bow and arrow, but they just like, you know what? Let's not have that. Let's go ahead and just give him this
Super
superpower.
whistle.
Yeah, it
What if
is what
somebody
it
would have
is.
just shot him in his throat so he couldn't whistle anymore?
I know that would suck.
Nobody tried that. The arrow just got through their body so fast. I guess it was just kind of light speed. I don't know.
Well, because the arrow is like offensive. There's no real defense to his
Right,
attack powers, you know.
and he
So
doesn't
I
really
figured,
fight either. It just
yeah,
mm.
kind of cheap.
That's what I'm saying. It's like anytime he's around, but they end up killing him by letting him float into space. I guess
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. They're probably gonna bring him back. Who knows? Because Guardians of the Galaxy gonna be in hella movies, and
Now they got the multiverse and whatnot, so they can definitely sneak people who passed away back into it. You can definitely pull in a Tony Stark or a Black Widow if Disney brings her back after this lawsuit. But
right,
you know,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Nike. Disney's probably just gonna end up paying Scarlett, and she's gonna come back. I think that's too. She's in her prime as an actress, and I think her character can do so much still. Because they just kind of started to highlight her story in this new movie that got pushed back so far, that they can do so much more with that, that character.
yeah, I mean, they definitely can, but it's like they did kill her off already, so I don't know. It just kind of, well, like, I don't know, like the whole let's fix everything with time, time travel or
Yeah,
time
you mentioned
manipulation.
that. Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
never, that's never, to me, never a good way to go, but they're trying to find a clever way to do it, I guess. And if they're able to do it in a clever way, then, kudos to them. But it's always like one of them slippery slopes type of things.
yep, for sure. And then we actually got to see, once the Nowhere, that little planet, the head planet floating around. We got to see that from back in the movies as well. A lot of Easter eggs from other movies and shows we got to see. Morag, I believe, in the beginning of the episode was the same coordinates as in the actual movie when we saw Morag, the planet in Guardians of the Galaxy. So there's a lot of cameos and a lot of Easter eggs in this episode. We even saw the Black Order, who was Thanos' kind of personal bodyguards in the Avengers movies. They're actually the bodyguards of the Collector in this episode. What do you think about them? Ebony Ma and all of them coming and showing their powers again.
Well, I mean, they had to go somewhere, and since he was what do they call it, the power vacuum, he took over. After Thanos kind of gave up his mad Titan ways.
Mm-hmm.
They had to go somewhere. The one thing that I thought was just weird. I understand that, like, Thanos didn't have the gauntlet or whatnot, but I would imagine if he was able to go toe to toe with the Hulk the way he did, he should have been able to like have an upper hand on the other dude from the Black Order. I forgot the guy's name. Is the big one, the one that had the hammer.
Let's
But
see here. I don't
when
really
they were,
know his name.
I forgot what his name was, but when they were fighting, it looked like Thanos. They were doing okay. Thanos was doing okay, but that dude was kind of getting the best of him.
Right. Yeah. It made it
So
seem
it's
like
like,
the Infinity Stones really made him more powerful than his actual
yeah,
fighting.
but it's like it feels like when people go good, they kind of just lose a little bit of their abilities or whatnot.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yes, yeah.
Yep. And then after we get to Nowhere, we meet the Collector again, and we see the Collector as all these things: Howard the Duck, Astro, the space dog, in his case, the Dark Elf from Thor 2. Just like in the movies, paid some homage there. And even the assistant that actually like blows up the lab in Guardians of the Galaxy, she was in that too. In this one, she actually ends up helping them a different way rather than committing suicide. She actually helps them by distracting or shooting the Collector so they all can eventually get out. But ultimately, we get to this place. Let me not spoil how it happens and how it turns out. I'm sorry, best of bias listeners. So they get to Nowhere and see the Collector. and we make it seem like we're giving them the orb that T'Challa just collected. But they didn't want to tell them that there was an Infinity Stone inside because of the power that it harnesses, because we're just now in this point kind of figuring out what the Infinity Stones are, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden we see Nebula turn on T'Challa, and the Collector actually tries to capture T'Challa thinking he's a superhero. What do you think about this at this point?
But yeah, it's kind of funny, I guess, because of all the rumors and stuff going around about the shit he did over the galaxy. He probably thought he had more powers.
Right.
And yeah, I like the fact that he was kind of disappointed with the fact he couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he kept saying his power is boring, boring people or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what he said exactly, but yeah, it was. I like that. Like it was like, I don't know, kind of expected, because that's what the Collector does. He collects, people or things, anything that he considers valuable, whether it's people, species, or a strong person. That's his MO.
Yeah, and him and his brother that was in fucking Thor Ragnarok.
The game master, whatever his name is, something like that.
Yeah, they're supposed to be super powerful, you know what I mean? So I felt like this.
It's funny because they never in the comics. I don't think that I've ever seen them actually fight. They just have like a lot of control over stuff. I don't know what it is. Like a lot of times, them two will have back and forths and have like disagreements on who was a stronger person. So they made Earth like a battlefield for all the villains and the heroes to fight it out, just because they wanted to bet each other, or they were like, having a disagreement. They wanted to see who's better. So they put all these people at risk just to prove a point and have this big ass tournament with heroes from the past and from the present. So they brought back dead people. They brought back the Black Order, because at that time they were dead. And it was but I don't remember them actually ever like themselves using like or displaying their fighting ability or offensive ability. They're just powerful as far as like, I don't know, manipulation and control.
Right. And you can see in this one, the Collector had a little band that could control everything that he's collected. He actually took Korg. He had one of those stone arms from their people. I think he had the last, or he destroyed them or whatever, and took the last one and chopped off his arm or whatever, which is kind of creepy. But yeah, he had this band that was able to control everything he had around him, which was hella epic. So just seeing how it turned out this time in this What If episode, T'Challa still having vibranium on his neck to be able to break the glass and get out, and then we find out that it wasn't actually a double cross, it was a triple cross, because Nebula was actually working with T'Challa to try to actually steal the Eternal Root, and she was trying to make herself even in debt with the Collector at the same time. So it was actually a double triple cross, which was kind of cool, because I was like, damn, I thought Nebula was gonna be a good guy. We have a good Nebula. She was cool, even though she still had the menacing voice, but she was still kind of, she was smooth. But what'd you think about the ending? How'd you feel?
Oh, you mean like the whole going back to Wakanda and everybody chilling up and whatnot?
Yeah, because actually I forgot to talk about the the betrayal. Yandu didn't tell him that, they died. Oh, he told him they died when they actually.
Yeah. He told him that when he was supposed to be going back to bring him back, he lied and told T'Challa that Wakanda was destroyed.
Yeah.
And yeah, he found out when he was going through all of the Collector stuff, he found a ship with a distress signal, basically asking T'Challa to come back. And that was his way of realizing that they're still around.
Right, Yandu lied. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yep. Because in I think in the actual movie there was a double cross as well, right? He stole him for he was stealing them for ego.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was a double cross in the actual movie. But yeah, a very interesting episode, and it's getting to see them reunited with his father, T'Chaka, who was actually voiced by the guy that played him in Avengers Civil War, actually. So they got the pops back for that voiceover too. So that was pretty epic.
Which is funny. I was actually hoping they would do it like they did in the movie and get the son to voice the younger version of his dad,
right?
And then the dad to voice older, but they didn't do that because I don't know if you remember in the movie when he was younger, when the dad was younger. Remember he killed his brother. That was actually the real actor who played the father, the older guy. That was actually his actual son in real life.
Wow.
So, yeah, I thought they were gonna do that, but they just kept it with the father.
I feel that. That's epic. That's epic. You blew my mind right there. You said the father, the uncle, the father, who is the father, the brother, the other. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I got you. I got you. I got you. But yeah, ultimately in the end, man, I felt satisfied seeing this whole new version of Star Lord. I kind of still wanted to see some of the technology from Wakanda. I mean, if he didn't become the Black Panther, is the dad still the Black Panther? Or do we learn later on,
Yeah.
is it going to be Killmonger that actually becomes the
Or
Black Panther?
maybe the daughter became the Black Panther.
Right, because if he's going back and he was supposed to become the Black Panther after his dad, got old and kind of stepped down, who is the Black Panther now? Can he be the Black Panther and Star-Lord put together? Like, what's gonna happen? You know what I mean? That'd be kind of OP.
Or maybe when his dad killed his brother, with his loss of his son, instead of leaving his nephew there, he took his nephew back to replace
Oh
him.
yeah, he
Yeah,
actually did the right thing this time and
yeah.
let him become, because I think not to spoil any things. If you guys seen some of the trailers, I think there's an episode where Killmonger does become a good guy. He saves Tony Stark in their episode, and he brings him back, and he could become the actual Black Panther, and him and Iron Man could become like friends or some shit like that. So who knows what's gonna happen in their episode.
Maybe that's what they'll do for the next Black Panther movie is they'll bring in the multiverse and be like, oh, T'Challa got lost somewhere in the multiverse, but in the process of looking for him, we found,
Michael B.
Killmonger.
Jordan.
Yeah, who in that universe is already the Black Panther.
Right, that'll be so crazy. He just walks right into that role forever.
I
Just
know,
makes
right?
millions. I mean, that would be a great way to do it. I would be okay with it. I'm not even gonna lie. Him or Shuri, Shuri.
Sure, I think it's Shuri. Shuri or something like that.
Yeah, sure. I think I want her to become Black Panther too. That'd be sick as hell, as well. So, because she's hella smart, so she can create her own shit. That'd be dope.
Yeah,
Um,
she pretty much be like even smarter female version of Tony Stark because she's smarter than him. They've already
right,
kind of
exactly.
discussed that. And she's like, out of all of them, she's like, she was making not making fun of them, but bringing up like, why did you guys not do this? Whenever she was talking about Vision's, his network system and stuff in his head,
Right. Mm-hmm.
and she was talking to, what's his name again? Uh, Incredible
Bruce,
Hulk,
Bruce
Bruce
Banner.
Banner. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and she was kind of making them feel like he was dumb because there were certain things that she was like obvious, and why didn't you guys do this? And he was like, yeah, we didn't think of that.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I remember that from the movie. But yeah, and if they still can produce that fucking root, the little flower that gives her the superpowers, the strength and agility and the vulnerability.
Yeah, then she's
Yeah,
like Captain America, Iron Man,
right.
Tony Stark
And
all in one. Or
and
Tony
that
Stark,
Iron
Iron
or
Man.
the Black Panther suit that she already had that like kinetic energy like shit. So if you hit her, she
Yeah,
can just blow it back, and she can just improve on that over and over and over. She'll have the fucking Iron Man suit / Batman Superman suit. Like, I don't know, that'll be epic. I don't know, just to
yeah,
me.
make it to where she can absorb kinetic energy, and instead of blowing it back everywhere, blow it back in one direction.
Exactly, and connect like,
Yeah,
and she shoots it out like Iron Man does, and she can
exactly.
fly and shit. That'll be Yeah, that'd be dope. And she's kind of young, so I think that'll work, man. If you want that, if you want us to write it out for you, Marvel, Disney, let us know. We can script it out and get these African American heroes going, man. We want to see something epic. I'm excited for Shang-Chi. Actually, sorry, let me put a bow on this episode. Is there anything you want to say about this episode before we drift in a little bit more news? I took a snapshot of some shit I wanted to talk to you about, real quick, rapid fire style. Right after we're
No,
done.
that's episode. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Episode was decent. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'd probably go back and watch it again too. So it was
Yeah, I
enjoyable.
probably will too as well, just to get all the Easter eggs and see. Because I think they're putting together a team, man. At the end, I think there's going to be a team put together. We saw some stills in this video I watched with with heavy spoilers, which was like an episode 2 breakdown of this. I think they're going to bring Gamora into this since her planet never got taken over. So she might come back as a character. I think they're going to bring Captain Carter over and use this Star-Lord T'Challa and use Doctor Strange as a Nick Fury type character to bring together a
Mm.
team to kind of like fight fix the multiverse at the end of the series or some shit like that. Um, I think because each episode highlights a different character that's going to become a team member of this team. So I think that's what's going to happen.
I wonder how they're gonna do that with T'Challa. They're gonna do like that digital shit where it's just like digitally impose his face on something. I
I
mean,
don't know.
they got the technology, but I feel like definitely can do it.
I mean, I think if it's him doing the African accent, I think, rest his soul. But I think there's a lot, other actors that can do an African accent better
I
than
feel like
Chadwick Boseman.
I'm still completely okay with them replacing him. Like you can't replace the individual, but I mean, as far as like cinematically, you don't want to just get rid of a character simply because the person actor who played him died. Like
Yeah,
this dude, go ahead.
there's too many ways you can still have the character without it being Chadwick. You can keep the mask on, have it voiced by somebody else, and it still won't ruin the character just because it's not Chadwick Boseman. Like I said, bless his soul, he did a great job. But at the same time, I feel like, and the fact, this might be a little negative, the fact that he's black, I don't think people will care as much
What
in
do
the
you mean?
ultimate scheme, because in the ultimate scheme of Marvel, because it's mostly white, I feel like they
Oh
wouldn't have a
yeah,
problem
they
with.
will want somebody who's black to represent a character in
Right, they'll
Marvel
get
so
somebody
much. Yeah.
black, but they wouldn't really care if it's like replacing, Chadwick Boseman as far as voice goes. I
And
feel
I
like
think
they're gonna go ahead.
if they go about it right too, like don't just like, oh, here this is gonna be a new actor, but go and introduce this person, and
Right.
like they do at Comic-Con where they have the big sit downs and talks and
Yeah.
explain why they're going this way, and just like get the person that so they can get people to actually love them, and actually
Exactly.
stand behind them.
Exactly.
And
Instead of killing them off and writing off the character, because I think that'll be a negative as well. I just
it
feel
will
like
be.
give them a send off. We know that we're paying homage in all these last couple of films and pieces that he's put together, but let us have another character that can keep the role going, but at the same time not dumb it
Another
down, not change it
another
anyway.
another actor, not character.
Oh, that's what I meant to say. Another actor.
Yeah.
I just want keep him a chocolate brother too. Don't go make him hella light skinned. Don't do none of that shit.
I'm telling you,
Uh,
get that dude I was talking about. I forgot what his name was, but he looked just like Chadwick Boseman, and I'm sure he can. He's a thespian. Like he's out there doing on stage acting and stuff. I've seen some stuff about him, so he's an actual actor like Chadwick was. So
I feel
give him a
it.
chance.
Chadwick can act his ass off. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, definitely.
yeah, man. So there's so much they can do. They can. I don't know if they want to do the CGI stuff because that's too noticeable. I don't
It
know.
is.
It's already in production. So, what's the dude's name? Ryan Coogler. Hopefully, he's doing something that'll. I think he works really close with Michael B.
Is,
Jordan. So I think something's in the works, man. Something's fishy.
is he directing the second one?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing the second one, and they're already starting to, I think I don't know if they're casting now, filming now, but yeah, I think he has something in mind, and I think he'll keep it going. Um, I don't know, one of those storylines will happen, or they're just gonna have him wear his mask the whole time, and you only see him in his suit with somebody else's voice that's super close to Chadwick Boseman's voice.
You get those little side glances of his face. It kind of looks like
Right,
him. Not
he'll give you
sure.
the thumbs up from far away. And all shit like that. But yeah, anyways, let me get into these topics real quick. I had some stuff that I took a picture of to see if you were interested. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Let's see. Where is that? Oh, that I knew Anthony Mackie signed on for Captain America 4 as his leading role as Captain America. How do you feel about that?
That's dope.
Let's start with that. Yeah.
Anthony Mackie's also another. He's also another good actor. So, we'll see how he goes with that. I want to see what they do with it because I feel like in every other movie that he's been in, as far as MCU goes, he hasn't really done a bunch. He's just been kind of flying around and being a support. So let's see how he can really step into that leading role. He kind of did it for Falcon and Winter Soldier, but it's still like to me his fights could have been better because when you look at the fights that Cap had, especially later on, not after the first one, it was impressive. It was impressive. Like with him and John St. Pierre fighting, that was way better than John St. Pierre and Anthony Mackie's fights. But we'll see how it goes, and I want to see if they keep Bucky in there too because I like the back and forth between him and Bucky.
Yeah, for sure. Because what else I couldn't think of any other series that he would be in. And that character I think is too cool to kind of throw away.
Yeah.
Another super soldier. Do we have any other super soldiers still?
I
From
mean, the Hulk is damn near a super soldier. We do have what's his name? The
Red
Bradley,
Guardian.
Isaiah Bradley, Red Guardian.
Hmm.
Isaiah Bradley's grandson, who I've read a little bit deeper into his character. He's actually not a super soldier because by time once Isaiah Bradley, I think that's his name, right? The older super soldier dude.
Yeah. From the
When he
series.
in the comic, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna go with this in the show the movie because it's a little more controversial when it comes to the character. But he was sterile. It made him sterile, so he couldn't have kids.
Oh yeah. I think they mentioned that
So
in the show, didn't they?
yeah, then so therefore his grandson wouldn't have had the super serum. So
Mhm.
in the comic, he actually faked it. He was taking some drug that made him emulate having super soldier abilities, but
Mhm.
he didn't really have it. And he was when he was on the Young Avengers, eventually that came out, and he was ashamed of it, and pretty much left the team. But then I guess in the comic, something happened to him where he got hurt real bad. I forgot what it was, and Cap was actually running to give him a blood transfusion. And when he got there, he had found that the grandfather was already giving him a blood transfusion, which made him actually a super soldier.
Oh, okay, that's dope. That's a dope ass storyline.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So
That's dope stuff.
also that now you know if you want to give a motherfucking super soldier powers, just get Cap or somebody who's a super
I
soldier to give
know.
him a fucking blood
Don't even
transfusion.
matter if the blood type match. You just give it to him.
Yeah.
You got the
But
ultimate blood type.
I mean, Cap's it was like I would rather have that because at least his is the purest form of the serum.
Yeah. They
So
gave him the bullshit, the little shake up, test it
yeah.
out, serum. Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
that.
so if he would have got Caps, he would have been like Agent Carter and been like fucking super strong, fucking kicking the Super Saiyan status type shit. Because she was a G.
And were they only saying that Cap aged because he was on ice? He didn't age because he was on ice? Because would he have
Yeah.
aged like Isaiah Bradley if he wouldn't have been on ice?
Yeah, he would have aged still.
Okay.
The ice thing was the reason why he aged. Because if you look when he came back at the end, he had aged. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
But I thought that was alternate version of him when he didn't have his powers anymore.
no, he still had his powers and stuff. I mean, he wouldn't have known to come back and give them the shield if it was.
Gotcha. All right, moving on. Did you see the Eternals trailer that I posted? Eternals trailer that I posted. There's a tongue twister.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it when you posted. I watched it before that too. I think you sent me a link to it or something before that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it looks dope. I like it. It looks interesting. The dude Icarus, I think that's his name. He's like Superman. He's freaking flying around, shooting laser beams out his eyes and stuff. But no, it's interesting. I like it. I like the fact that they got. I don't really know this character too much. I really don't know too much about the Eternals, to be honest.
Me either. That's why I was hoping that you knew.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about them. I know a couple of the characters. Like I know they're bringing in. I think his name is. I don't know something with a K, but he's like the leader of the Deviants. Like the most I really know about the Eternals is that the Celestials created them to fight against the Deviants who were like I don't know, mutate or something like that were on Earth attacking people and whatnot. And one of the Eternals would literally be like Thanos' aunt or something like that, because Thanos' father was, I don't know if he was a Celestial or whatever he was, but he was like another level of Eternal, and he had a kid that came out with the deviant gene, and that was Thanos.
Uh-huh.
So, and that means that he would be like Ajax or somebody's nephew or something, some shit. So he would been related to them. So yeah,
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm really interested to see what's going on there. They told everybody where they were while the world was getting taken over by Thanos. They had direct orders not to interfere with anything that happens in the world, any wars that happened in the world, unless deviants were involved.
which is weird because, like I said, Thanos has a deviant gene, which means
right.
he was a fucking deviant.
Yeah, motherfuckers. They must have been on vacation that week. Yeah, so they came to help in this movie because the deviants were taking over and coming to Earth to try to take over the world. So the Eternals were unleashed and they're able to use their powers. The cast is it's an interesting cast, man. I haven't seen a lot of these actors in a serious kind of action role. What do you feel about the cast?
I've seen some of them in serious action roles, like Angelina Jolie. We've seen
Oh
her in
yeah, of
serious
course,
action roles.
definitely.
The guy who plays Icarus, he's from Game of Thrones, so clearly seen him in serious roles, and he's a
Oh
good
yeah.
actor. For the
What
most
about
part,
yeah?
uh, everybody that I know, all the actors that I know on there are all really good actors. There's other ones I don't like. The Asian guy, I've never, maybe I have seen him, but I don't recognize him.
Oh
Um,
shit! I didn't even notice that was fucking Jon Snow. What the fuck?
you didn't know that, but I don't know.
Fucking
Icarus is the other one. Both two people from Game of Thrones on there. The one who plays the one who can like fly with a light laser beams coming out of his eyes.
oh yeah, yeah, that's
He
the
was,
brother. Yeah,
yeah, the Red Wedding brother. Yeah.
yeah.
So
And then Brian Tyree Henry Paperboy is in there that played an AT.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
so that's an interesting.
he's a good ass actor.
No,
So
yeah, for sure. I've seen all these guys, and as good actors, but it's like superhero action roles. I haven't seen these guys in before.
and
Kamal
not
Nanjiani from the
he's a
comedian,
yeah, he's a good ass actor too though. He
right?
is.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see him in like Marvel roles and kind of these more. I like how they're expanding their the actors that they fuck with now, and not just keep it the actually just the mainstream kind of we grab them, we kind of get to. I don't know. Actually, I can't even say that because Robert Downey Jr. is hella well known. Chris Evans, I don't know how well known he was before he was Captain America. I remember him mostly from Cellular.
I well, wait, I remember him from the thing
Now
that
another
I
teen
identified.
movie.
Yeah, that's what I identified with
Yeah,
him most with more than anything because I didn't
yeah,
like him as I didn't like I don't say I didn't like him as a Human Torch, but
hmm
I didn't like those movies in general.
Oh yeah,
So
Human Torch too. Yeah, he was
yeah,
in a couple things before.
but I always just go ahead and flash back to not another teen movie because that was the first thing I saw him in.
Yeah,
Um, but I like the fact that they have, all these cast members. I want to see the dynamic they bring to the whole situation because it's kind of different than most other superhero movies because you have a bunch of people who are pretty much gods amongst men. It's not like Asgardians who live on a world where everybody's like strong as fuck,
hmm
but they're on a planet where just a few of them are strong as fuck and the rest, everybody else is like humans, brittle humans, whatnot. So you get the mentality of some of them who, like I say, the one girl, Cersei's whatever her name is, loves the humans and whatnot. But it's like I'm sure that they're gonna have people who have different aspects of the humans, like some of them who just don't hold them to that high of regard, because they've been around forever and they probably maybe noticed
yeah, know how they
the,
are.
the negativity that they bring and whatnot, and how
Yeah,
a lot of humans are real selfish and whatnot, which is true, fucking cancer. But it's a I want to see where they go with that dynamic and how the conflicts are. So I'm sure there's going to be some conflicts whenever you have people who live that long together,
for
and
sure.
the politics.
And they for sure push this movie back because it's November 5th. It's coming out now. It's supposed to come out in September, first
Yeah,
and foremost.
they pushed everything back. COVID made everything just jump back like
The Delta variant,
a
yeah,
minute.
people are not going
Yeah,
to theaters again. God damn it. That was
yeah,
shitty. I was excited to see that September was gonna be a good month of movies. They might push back Venom. I still kind of want to see Venom, even though it's supposed to be coming out in September too. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping that comes out and we get to see that. Spider-Man. I feel like ultimately, if all that gets pushed back, Spider-Man's gonna get pushed back. We're supposed to be getting a trailer on Monday or Tuesday. I saw on Twitter. They're saying a trailer is supposed to drop because everybody's getting scared that there's been no trailer.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a
But I'm
lot of
not sure
Marvel.
they got to have reasons for this because since everything's so intertwined, you got to make sure you put the trailers out right because you want to show stuff, but you don't want to show
Right.
too much because then it's going to give people it's going to take away the surprise of what's going to happen in another film if we
Exactly.
know what's happening in this film. So it's kind of like with this film with Eternals when they were talking about whatever's going to happen to the planet in 7 days. I guess there's going to be a celestial or something that's going to be born out of the earth that can destroy the earth. But it's like, how far after the snap is that? Because we know that like a couple of those movies that have already came out are like a year after the snap. I think like the
Right.
last Spider-Man movie was like a year after the snap, and then the next one's a couple years after, so it's like how far after the snap is the Eternals movie supposed to be based in, like the actual like current part of it. So it's a little interesting stuff that's going on, but it kind of like makes it feel kind of like in that Black Widow sense where she's not like nothing that happens in that movie is gonna kill her because she's still alive after that movie.
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah, and Shang-Chi is coming out soon also. It's supposed to be post-snap too, so
yeah, so
really
it's like I don't know when the actual the events of Eternals is happening, but it kind of gives it that effect of how could this really destroy the Earth if there's already events that are happening after this time period,
Yeah, and you might need to put the definition of post-snap somewhere around the screen if people are watching that aren't really familiar of, what the snap is, because but anyways, most of you guys know what Marvel is, and if you are casual, get on board and watch What If anyways and all that other good stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's all the rapid fire stuff I wanted to let you know about. Just check in, see how you feeling about What If episode 2. I'm still looking for that Funko Pop. So if you got it, holla at me. I'm on the waiting list for the Goku, or actually was it the Vegito and the Gohan eating noodles. I got 2 of those waiting for me at GameStop. And what I'm saying, again, if you got Madden, holla at me, Skitty Grub 1. We out here trying to, give some people some L's and show you how to do it in this Madden stuff. AKA, let them know where to find you at if they don't know right now. If they ain't listening to your music or anything like that, let them know where to find you.
At Akio Young on Instagram. And then I think that SoundCloud, which I still don't know if people even go on SoundCloud. I haven't checked in so long, but I'm pretty sure I get no views on there. But it's like A_K_A Thrill, THRILL.
Hey man, SoundCloud. Go run both of those up. Go run that Instagram up. Go run that SoundCloud up. Follow him, add, subscribe, all that shit. He's been putting together all these videos you're seeing right now, all these graphics you see. Plenty more projects coming. We got big things in store for Best of Bias Media, Best of Bias Podcast, everything. So you guys stay tuned. You know where to find your boy at SAC_Lydell, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat, SAC_Lydell. Of course, it's on the Instagram. Best of Bias Podcast. If you want to look for us anywhere, you can find us on the YouTube under Best of Bias Podcast. You can find us on the website, bestofbias.com. On Instagram, it's Best of Bias. You'll see the little bear and the little face. Merch coming soon. Hats, beanies, bucket hats. We starting with that. We got a bunch of those, bunch of different colors. If you want one, hit us up in the DMs. We're going to start supporting those a lot. In the episodes, I got a beanie coming your way, a beanie or 2 are coming your way, AKA, because I know you like the beanies. You ordered a bunch of beanies, getting all the hats coming on Monday. So we're waiting for the patches. Once we get the patches, stick them bad boys on, and then we'll be ready to, ready to show some people what's up. But anyways, thank you everybody for coming to another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast. Thank you, AKA, for joining me as always. And man, keep watching What If, keep supporting. One of these days, maybe you'll watch some cartoons or some episodes from our own superheroes. Who knows? Things coming soon. No spoilers. But yeah, it's the Best of Bias Podcast. Y'all have a good day. Happy whatever day it is today. Because I don't know when I put it out yet. But, well, don't let the people know, because then we have confliction. We have to put it out a certain day. But anyways, hey, where my theme song at? You probably found out it's right here, at the end of the podcast, where I always put it.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah.